Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another Historic Brawl gameplay video, this time featuring an Arabella Abandoned Doll deck. We have played Arabella before. We played her in a Jolly Blue Man deck where I think she showed her power in one of the games, and having played against her in Brawl I wanted to do this, and I really like this deck because it is very simple. So what is Arabella? Arabella is a 2 mana in red and white or Boros toy, 1/3. It says whenever Arabella attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. So unlike last week where we played Winter, where Winter's got a lot going on, Arabella is all about small creatures. That's it. You know, you get a board of 5, 6, 7, maybe more small creatures. Swing with Arabella, you're doing that amount to your opponent, gaining that life. And in some ways, it doesn't really matter if Arabella dies then, because you might just have lethal as well as all the other creatures you have. So this is a go wide deck, but interesting in the go wide deck, we do not have any ways to buff our board because we don't want our creatures getting more than 2 power. Now normally I split the deck into sections, but seeing as I think about half our deck is either small creatures or ways to create small creatures such as Adeline. Adeline probably isn't going to trigger Arabella, but will create a 1/1 token that will trigger Arabella. I started doing it, but we just had like one massive long line. So I'm just going to cherry pick some interesting cards. So Delny triggers Arabella, but also the ability, Delny's ability causes Arabella's trigger to trigger twice, and it means Arabella and also most of our creatures can't be blocked by power creatures of power 3 or greater. And this highlights one of the things we're trying to do. Small creatures that also have additional value, like we have Giver of Runes and Skrelv, which basically do the same of tap to give another creature. Giver of Runes is protection from a colour or colourless. Skrelv is hexproof from a colour, and it can't be blocked by creatures of that colour. So a great way to increase the number of creatures that trigger Arabella, but also protection from Arabella. Norin is another new card from Dustmorn. It says it can't block. It's 1 mana 1/2. It can't block, so it's not very powerful. But it says whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may exile it. You may play that card from exile this turn. So this is great with Arabella because you swing in, get that trigger. You know, you can swing in even if Arabella's going to die, but with Norin out, you can just exile her and replay her for 2. So a very powerful combo. We also have Ragavan because we're playing red. Why wouldn't we have Ragavan? Cards like Ajani and Ocelot of Pride to create tokens. Captain Eberhart triggers Arabella, but also reduces the cost of cards that you've drawn this turn, and increases the cost of cards your opponent has drawn this turn. And other, small value engines like Spirited Companion to draw a card. Pathmaker Initiate can cause Arabella to be unblockable. Squee creates tokens, so does Legion Warboss, and these both trigger Arabella as well. Tuk gives all creatures we control haste and triggers Arabella, and Pakal can just create a load of creatures and will soon be out of range of Arabella's trigger, but because we're creating all those 1/1s, they will trigger Arabella. Same with Tajik Legion's Valor. It's a horrible card to play against. It's a 4 mana 1/1 indestructible haste. Beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Tajik, then conjure a card with mana value equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it from Tajik's spellbook onto the battlefield, and that creature gains haste and turn attacks this turn if able. So most of these are oh no, managed to get rid of Tajik. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Put it back in. But we can see, most of these, 1/1, 1/1, 2/2, and then 6/1 and 4/4. So the first 3 are going to trigger Arabella, even if Tajik itself doesn't trigger Arabella. And then we've got, a room that creates a 1/1. Dustil Dawn is interesting as well. The first side destroys all creatures power 3 or greater, which is basically not going to be our creatures. And then we can play Dawn from the graveyard, return all creature cards with power 2 or less from our graveyard to our hand. So again, can replay them as well. And in fact, Battle of Bywater does something similar. Destroys all creatures of power 3 or greater. Then we create a food token for each creature we control. So it's a very fun, powerful, when I say simple, quick deck. You get down. It's an aggro deck that you can just smash in for like 10 one turn, because you have 7 1/1s and you swing with Arabella, ping your opponent for 7. I suppose 7's not really a ping, and everything else. So yeah, it's great fun. I really enjoy it. I hope you all enjoy it too. Land based, what do you expect? We do have hand with battlements to give a creature haste, but also interestingly, we do have hand with garrison. There we go. Which when it attacks, we create 2/1/1s. So again, triggering Arabella. But then if we have the garrison and the battlements, it melds into hand with the Riving Township, which doesn't trigger Arabella, but having a 7/4 trample haste, creating 2 more 3/2s, attacking is quite powerful anyway. Arena of Glory can give Arabella haste as well. So yeah, so really, really powerful deck, really, really fun deck. Hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my gameplay. Valgavoth is an interesting commander because it's really hard to get into the graveyard. So, be interested to see how they play it. But obviously, mono blacks and probably lots of removal. We do go second, but hopefully, Assemble the Players can help get us through our library bit. And obviously, Arid Mesa, we will be surveilling with. They must take Assemble the Players, I'm guessing. This is a tough choice for them, clearly. Oh, Skyclave Apparition. Let's get down our recruitment officer then. We do miss out on a surveil. But the key to Arabella is to start, is to flood the board. Maybe that's why they took the Skyclave Apparition. Let's get out of our land now then. I'll keep the planes. Well, they'll be taking a lightning bolt, I imagine. They do not have a lightning bolt. Which obviously means we do just take out Grief now. And next turn we can start creating... Oh, they're not far away from being able to cast Valgavoth, and if they get a sweeper with this, that is a pretty much as big a blowout as you can get. Well, let's get down Saradoc then. And just swing in. They need to have hit a sweeper or at least removal for Arabella. They're 2 mana away from being able to cast Valgavoth. Yeah, that's what they got. That's what I got from Key to the Archive. Well, I think we replay Arabella. Play our Guide of Souls. Oh, Breach is never fun. Depends on what they get back. I can see immediately they've got Liliana of the Dark Realms, which can take out Arabella. Do they take our Guide of Souls? If they don't, I think we've won. Because we can play out Saram's expertise, put in Tuk Tuk Rubble Fault. This will give us enough energy that we can pump our Guide of Souls or one of the tokens, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, get over the top of a Skyclave Apparition. And obviously the Tuk Tuk Rubble Fault gave everything haste. So yeah, they should have minused to kill our Guide of Souls. I'm sure they thought about it, but they went with the other option. We go first with no red mana, so I think this is a mulligan, or do we hope we draw into it? And obviously Esper Sentinel can help us do that. Well, still no red mana, but we do get another redraw. Well, it is tapped, but that is not the end of the world. We'll hold up, get lost. Let's play out Arabella. It might get removed straight away. It doesn't. So we do have some protection for it. They can cast Vraska next turn. If they have the land. Maybe we just get lost there. Lord Skitter. Battle of Bywater. Battle of Bywater does do it. Yeah, let's make most use of our mana. Because we can get lost Vraska when they cast it. Well, there is the fourth land. Let's get down Tajik then. They have plenty of mana. We will discard Outlaw's Merriment and I think Fable. Then we will just get lost Kalitas. Go to combat. Obviously Tajik now has more power, so it won't trigger Arabella. Basically, they need a sweeper, which in mono black they are more than capable of having. There is Vraska. Yeah. They probably should have played Vraska a bit earlier and started proliferating their cornucopia so they had more mana, but Tajik is absolutely brutal. Oh, against Sorin of House Marcus, our life gain deck. Our opponent goes first, but we have life gain of our own. We can turn one Soul Warden. There is Sorin. Let's play out Skrelv. And then Minas Tirith. And because Skrelv is legendary, he'll come in on the play untapped. Well, let's play out Guide of Souls. And Arabella. And obviously with Squelv and Giver of Runes, we do have quite a bit of protection. I don't know why they kept on hovering over there for action reclamation. Oh, let's swing in with our Soul Warden. Now you get their Surveil on. I would like to draw some more non-lands. The Scavenger is a bit of an issue. Oh, let's play out our hand. And we will give Arabella protection from black. We'll buff up our token. So obviously if they do want to block it with a Scavenger, they are more than welcome. And we still have Squelv up for protection. And we are at 44. And yeah. Sorin, when you can't transform it, like either the turn or the turn after it comes down, it loses a lot of its power. Its power is not in its front side. Its power is in that -1, basically, being able to just take out creatures. And, you know, you go for a phase of +2 and create a food on one turn, next turn, sack the food, and whatever life gain you have to, like, go face for a lot or take out a big creature. Just having it on the battlefield, you know, as a 1/4 is a decent body, but its power is not in its front side. We go first with not the fastest hand. We do need more lands. I think we get down the Vanguard. Yeah, we can't give Arabella haste, unfortunately. We'll play out the Selfless Saviour. It does have menace, but so we'll think. Oh, I think we just let it go.
But I'm itching to fight. Thanks. I'll be taking that.
Oh, let's get down the merriment. And then, yeah, we'll swing in. And our opponent scoops it up. I'm not sure why. But, alright. Up against the Karma, so we need to kind of end the game as quickly as we can. I think we can keep this. We do go second. But being able to remove all of Zakama's abilities with the humiliation if we need to. Well, that would have been a good one to mana tithe. But in fact, we will mana tithe that. Let us get Sacred Foundry. Let's get down our Ocelot Pride. We can Skyclave their curse if we really feel like it. Oh, I think, yeah, I think we Ragavan. Do we dash it? Yeah, let's dash it. We have nothing else really to cast this turn. Oh, we can't do anything with that. And we will also bail with Windswept Heath. Well, we'll get our Surveil land with it. We can Battle of Bywater that. Don't think we need a fourth land for now. And yeah, let's dash Ragavan again. Obviously can't play Zakan. We do have the City's Blessing and quite a lot of food and treasure. But yeah, our opponent, I think, has seen the writing on the wall. We next turn we can play Arabella. Yeah, we couldn't really do much else after that. But obviously, swinging with everything again, depending on what their Knight of Autumn does. And yeah, could even take it out with Patriarch's Humiliation. But I would have wanted to keep that for Zakama, but obviously we de-ramped them quite successfully. Gisheth, so another big dinosaur deck. We do go first. With an okay hand. I think we get out Arabella pretty quickly. Or we can play out Captain Eberhart and our recruitment officer. If they play out a ramp creature, we can remove it with identified hovership. Otherwise, we can just assemble the players. Well, let's hovership. And what we can do, we can crew it. Actually, we won't crew it, just because we will lose out on, I think, 1 damage. I don't think they were happy about that. Well, we get the ramp. Let's just surveil then. And yeah, we will. Don't need another mountain. Sure, let's play out the Merriment. And we will play out, assemble the players. They don't get back the creature, they manifest dread into a new creature. Oh, which is Mythweaver Pock. Well, bye Pock. Yeah, let's just create a 1/1. Well, I'm glad they did that this turn. And yeah, next turn we can swing in with everything. Obviously, we're doing 5 with Arabella by itself. Down to that puts them down to 2, and yeah, they can't block enough. Can even attach the Swiftfoot boost or something to give it hexproof. Up against Bristol Bill, so a mono green landfall counters deck. This is an okay hand. I would like some removal. but the combo of Arabella, Delny is pretty good. We'll Surveil turn 1. Actually, no, let's not Surveil turn 1. Let's get down Norrin. Because it means we can get down Minas Tirith next turn and then play Arabella. And we can get down Downey. So it's 3 or greater, yeah. So and it doubles up Arabella's triggers. Well, let's so this is just going to hit him for 12. We do need the land to replay it, but also we do just have lethal on board as well. We draw another land. I think we just have lethal.
Follow my light. Have courage.
Yeah. Unless they have a way to take out Delny at instant speed for 1 green, which they do not. Delny and Arabella just taking care of business there. Up against Buxton, we played Buxton, so a Convoke-based value deck. Our opponent does go first, which is not ideal. But yeah, I think we can give this one a go. Get down at the land in turn 1. Turn 2 we can get down Arabella. So you would like additional lands. Probably should have attacked. I doubt they would have traded. Well, that's a problem. if we find that additional land, we can battle a Bywater to kill our own Arabella. There is a land, but not the colour we wanted. Well, we can use this to get our second white source. Just auto pay. Next turn we can get down Arabella again. Draw with Welcoming Vampire. That's annoying. Because the Elder... Because Elder can destroy artifacts. And our Arabella is an artifact. So maybe I wait until we can... give it hexproof. Although obviously they can just take out the Swiftfoot boots themselves. Well, I think we've just got to take out FE. But I think this is probably our first loss with this deck. We do have another sweeper which can clear their Silverback Elder and Buxton. Let's just play out our hand. And I'm going to put the boots on Arabella. The reason I didn't sack, say, the Dauntless Bodyguard is because we should next turn be able to replay Arabella and maybe give it haste if they haven't taken out the Swiftfoot boots. They may just decide to gain life with their Elder. Yep. None of their creatures have reach either. But they do have obviously a huge amount of mana. Obviously, if we draw one of our... Oh, we can actually... if we draw land... If we draw a land, I think we can win. That is a bummer. That is not a land, unfortunately. They can block 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. I mean, is this something that they... Okay. I mean, if we have a land, I still think we've got lethal. They can exile our Welcoming Vampire. They can still unearth. Is that unearth or is that just in their hand? I think that's unearth. Yeah, that's annoying.
I am almost was sad to see you go.
Yeah, if we drew out land last turn, that would have been game over, unfortunately. Question is, what do they take out? Again, we have a land and we've got lethal. An untapped land, that is. That's not an untapped land. They got Kenris Transformation back, which, yeah, and then an untapped land. We could have given Arabella haste with battlements, but yeah, that's game over.